having fun, and I enjoy all the content, and as I've said, I share it. Well, by the old clock on the iPhone, I've kept you for quite a while, so let me head down to my last question here, and this, I think, dovetails nicely with the last comment there. If there were three things that you could teach the American church, just go, okay, American church, listen up. You need to know this, you need to know this, and you need to know that. What would those three things be?
I don't even have a list of three.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a list of one?
I got a list of one. What would you say, Peach? And I'll tell you if
I just
thing.
have one at this point too.
Okay.
It's probably similar to yours would be my guess. I would say God is big enough to handle your questions. That's what I would say.
That so what does that mean? That they don't need to be afraid to have somebody question their faith, their doctrine,
They don't have to be afraid to have somebody ask questions of them, and then in turn they don't need to be afraid to ask other people questions too. If you're after God, you're after the truth, then ask away. He can handle all of it, any of it.
Yeah, that's good. That's not what I was thinking. But yeah, if we have the idea that that somehow the godless people or the skeptics are going to ask a question, or they're going to put something forward in God that's going to disprove God. And Christians get the idea that they need to defend God, that they need to stand up and go, well, here, he flooded, they invaded Canaan, but here's why. It's like God doesn't need me to explain him. He is who he is, and whatever. My one thing that I think the church needs to do is just be able to explain what you believe. Just be able to explain what you believe. It's not enough to just say I'm a Christian, because that doesn't mean anything. Well, what do you mean by you're a Christian? How does that apply to? And it's cultural. How does that apply to what's going on in politics? How does that apply to what's going on in your neighborhood and in your school and in the country, everywhere? The idea that Christianity, the separation of church and state, people don't know what that means either. They've got the idea that, well, that means that Christianity plays no part in any aspect of my life outside of Sunday morning. And that is not what separation of church and state means.
The Constitution.
If your faith, if your Christianity does not permeate every aspect of your life, then it's not really Christianity. It's something else. But Christianity affects you. It changes your very being. That's what the New Testament says. You're not the same person you used to be. Now you're a new creation. And that new creation needs to be able to explain to everybody how they're different and why they're different. And you can't just say, well, I'm a Christian, and expect the rest of the culture to go, oh, okay, well, that means you're a great person and that you're moral and you're ethical. And it doesn't. But we still think it's 1932 in this country now, where you just say, well, I'm a churchgoer, and everyone's going to go, oh, well, that means you're a great person. You have to be able to explain what you mean when you say I'm a Christian. And I think that would be what I would say. Just say, tell me what you believe and why you believe it. And if you can do that, then we may not agree, but at least I respect that you have a position that you can substantiate, that you can explain.
Yes, and then at least a conversation can happen.
Yeah, and so far, and here's the thing that I'll do just to tweak everybody who may not be a Christian. So far, whenever anybody has been able to explain to me why they believe what they believe, they've always been a theist. I've never had a quote atheist be able to answer any questions that I've asked them. Never once. They always collapse after the first question. So I don't know what that means, but it's true.
Well, it means they believe nothing, and they believe it really well.
Yes.